RTS games don't really get more attention from the other games genre, but I am pretty sure the fans will always keep waiting for this game to get something new. The last time Age of Empires Mobile is coming up on these platforms, and surely it gets one of the best feedback. I really hope more PC games developer will try to port his game into a mobile platforms. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 RTS games mobile in 2025, Best real-time strategy-based building games for Android and iOS. Age of Empires Mobile. On the first list, it easily will attract you to get the best RTS game on mobile right now. This game is one of the most franchised RTS games in history, especially on PC platforms. Even though the game has a ton of sequel that everyone is always waiting for, right now the developer did a great move by making a ported version into mobile, and I was totally satisfied with the gameplay and how the good graphics are. No wonder within a few months the game has reached more than 1 million downloaders. The feature is pretty complete, where we can explore the open world and expand our territory by deploying a different main hero. Each of the heroes can be obtained through mission or gacha, with a different tier quality will affect with a variety skill damage. There are so many countries we can select like England, France, Japan, Korean, and also Rome. The tutorial is well presented in the early game, and I'm sure the newbie will be easier to learn the gameplay. Age of Empires Mobile is my favorite RTS game on mobile in 2025. Infinity Empires. This game is absolutely amazing. As a new real-time strategy game, the graphic will easily attract many players to play. With a combination of 3D and cartoon art style blend perfectly with a great color brightness. It's a good game to play for mid-range points, and we can even play it in the highest setting. It's quite unique because we will have a huge castle at the beginning of the journey. So we don't start to build the kingdom from zero. The game doesn't have a lot of features, which is good for newbie players who want to start to play the RTS game in 2025. The game's combat mechanism allows the player to play in auto mode, so every hero will have their own gauge meter to unleash the skill. The energy will easily recharge over time. Make sure you understand the element system, because it will boost your hero's advantage in the higher damage number. Infinity Empires got a high score on the Play Store and reached 4.8 stars, but not many players notice about it. Surely it has a high potential to become the most played RTS game Android 2025 and iOS. Project Entropy. This game looks so amazing. It's kind of a combination of RTS and free battle base, where we can get attacked from the monster in sudden. So we need to always keep improving the main hero's level every time you have a chance, because we will not know when the incoming monster will appear. By activating a lot of resources nearby your home base, we can gather some material much easier, so we don't have to expand the territory to find a certain material. Unfortunately, the area seems so small. It's full of voiceover once we have a dialogue. No matter when the conversation is in combat or in the open world, the game's combat mechanism will let all of the heroes launch their basic attack and also skill randomly. We only need to deploy a certain hero on the battlefield and adjust the formation to the front lane and also back lane. Most of the battle will finish in a short period of time. It's a good way to clear the main mission much faster. I love the graphic that looks so great in a futuristic and robotic ambience. Avatar Realms Collide. This is a new RTS game that has an anime as the main base. We'll play as an avatar anime with a selection of 4 different elements kingdom, like a fire, water, winds, and also earth. Each of the elements will have their own weaknesses and also strength to represent an advantage and also disadvantage. Honestly, I feel like the game is not optimized yet. There are only a few features we can do, which make the player don't have a lot of things to do while playing in a longer time. The combat mechanism is pretty simple. All of the heroes will unleash their ultimate skill once the gauge meter reaches the maximum. We don't have to do any action because the movement and action will be determined by themselves. Even though it has an avatar anime base, unfortunately, the story does not represent the actual anime we know. Playing the game on PC is possible as a beta. War Legends RTS strategy games. This game is on early access, but we can download and try the game freely through Play Store. The game is really good in graphic and has a different gameplay than the other RTS game. So every time we clear the stage, then we should restart the game from the beginning and rebuild a new base and construct another new building. It's kind of a dungeon base, so we need to clear each stage one by one and expand our territory by conquering the enemy's area first. This is how the game works. Basically, we need to play the game faster, because the enemy will come to attack us randomly. The faster we rebuild the military base, that means we can force the enemy faster once they don't ready at all. The game's control is pretty good. we can easily navigate the entire army just by tapping one click. It's kind of click and tap game, so it will help the player to lock the target much easier. Call of Dragon. What a great magical game RTS on mobile. It has a cartoon graphic in 3D visual. I love the storyline and it's pretty fun. All of the characters have their own voiceover to represent the characteristic of the hero. Even the developer want to create the games become free-to-play RTS or no pay-to-win RTS on campaign. But you will not be able to compete in the highest tier rank in PvP mode. If you are a free-to-play player, then I would suggest you to enjoy the campaign game, to clear the mission, story, and also grow your army. As a newbie, I'm sure you will get an incredibly engaging experience. Overall, I would say the gameplay is well balanced with a great combination of exploration, strategy, tactical, and also combat mechanism. The hero will have a ton of races options like a knight, monster, orc, elf, and many more, building your own kingdom by getting uneasy resources around your territory. Anyway, the game has a reset season where we should start on the joining in a different server. The best RTS game on 2025. War Alert WW2 PvP RTS. This is the best World War Games RTS on mobile right now. The game really represents how the war is, especially on the battlefield. The NPC will effectively speak to manage the current situation and condition. The graphics are absolutely well made. The world map is quite huge and has a high attention to detail in a realistic 3D ragdoll physics. You can try to focus on how every moment war when we hit the enemy and kill the enemy's army. The effect and vibration visual will make a realistic scenes. It will bring you up to the actual experience of the war game. The gameplay is super simple. There is some territory that we need to seize and capture by finding their stronghold area. We just need to tap the area and wait a certain time while our army gets into it. It will help our army to collect more material even faster and can summon more army into the battle. The main goal is we should capture the entire base and destroy the enemy left to win the game. Be careful of the tank vehicle because it will deal way bigger damage and has a high durability. Unfortunately, the reward system seems quite low. It will affect the character's progress while upgrading some units. Art of War 3 RTS strategy games. If you love to play a campaign-based game with a simple mechanism gameplay and beautiful art style, then you should play it. Even the game now only has a small size and is really playable for any kind of phones, from low end to mid end. Surely this RTS game is your first priority to play. We will have an option to play as two different sides of Resistance and also Imperial. Unfortunately, I found something different and not really balanced. Especially the Resistance unit is quite cheaper than the Imperial one. Of course, it will affect the HP number, damage, and also armor durability. Since the game has two sides, it should become fair and balanced. Overall, I will rate 8 to 10 because it seems like a classic real-time strategy game that I have ever played back then when I was a child. The control navigation is the best point for the newbies to try because it's really easy to play and learn. Rise of Kingdom. If you have never played an RTS game before, but I'm sure you have ever seen this game on any ads, especially on the YouTube platforms. The developer successfully delivered the game through intense marketing. No wonder the game reached more than 50 million players in total. For me, it's not for a beginner class because we need to learn about the mechanism step to advance our basic level skill. Even if we can speed up the progress multiple times faster by spending some penny, honestly it's quite not free to play friendly. The other reason why this game is pretty challenging and has a hardcore level is we are always being attacked by another player who's stronger than our base level. It's quite stressing me out once we can't defend our castle. All of our resources will be lost. Of course, it depends on which perspective you are. If you're looking for a hardcore, then this game is the answer. Dawn of Ages Total War Battle. This game should be on your list as one of the best graphic RTS games with a medieval base. I really love the concept where we start from nothing and create our own army step by step. It's totally an empty architecture and no building around us. The UI is pretty clear. It makes the player enjoy the whole visual much clearer. Not many ads option or ads icon on the screen. Surely I know what the developer want. They want to deliver a no pay to win RTS game. The art style is absolutely top tier with a simple combat mechanism that will drive the player to keep playing it all day long. Before we start the combat, we should be preparing for placing the unit based on your formation. Anyway, we don't have many things to do. It's totally need a bit of grinding, but of course it's still fun to play. I hope the developer will add another civilization or the hero skin to make the hero look cooler in advance. Bonus, Viking Rise. For the last game, I will give you my favorite game of all time in RTS games genre. It's truly a magnificent world and well played on the gameplay. We can even hunt some animal or monster that has a bigger size than our army. The game will set it into a medieval era where the Viking is the main protagonist. Let's talk about the graphic first. It is well made and really has a great attention to detail. Look at how the tree and plant is. Even the construction looks so clear and detailed. The combat battle seems pretty satisfying to see. We don't have to control the army, but we need to deploy the main hero to unleash his special skill. We can explore the area to hunt, or most of the time, our base will attack by the enemies. So we should always be ready to prepare our army to win the game. These all are the best game RTS on mobile that I could mention, with so many reasons why it's becoming the best. I need your help to like this video. See you on the next list. Thanks.